Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Teresa's Crafty Cabana. I have some die cuts here, some little mushrooms that I've cut out, and I'm just going to do a little bit of jelly printing with just some fun colors, a little bit of metallics, and just kind of go with the flow here. I'm not going to be too particular. I'm going to start with a little bit of white. This is just titanium white. Mix in a little bit of my coral. And brayer those two colors. Now I want to have a nice background layer, so I'm going to pull this print just to be my base color. I will let that dry on my plate, and then once it's completely dry, I'll remove it, and then we'll go in with our next layer with the mushrooms. I didn't let it sit for too long, but it does seem to have picked up all that color. These are opaque paints. The white mixed here with the coral color, and that looks like a really cool start to the background here. So next I'll go in with a little bit of some pumpkin. No, this is peach. Some peach. And a little bit of wine. The peach is a gels watercolor. It is, I think it's an acrylic. Yeah, it is. It's a translucent acrylic paint. It does come out kind of funny. You have to brayer those out for a little bit to get rid of that texture. But I'll just create an ombre with these two colors. Seems to be pretty good right there. So what I'll do next with my little die cut pieces is I'll start just layering some of these little mushrooms. And while that is still wet, I'll just take that piece and layer it right on top. All right, and so this is the second layer here. You can see all those little mushrooms kind of showing through with that background here. So then let's see if there's any design left. So these little pieces picked up all the rest of the paint. And there's just an outline left of the mushrooms. So we'll see what I can do with those. I cut up all of these little mushrooms from my Silhouette Cameo machine. I just resized them. So it was one file and I just resized it to all the different sizes that I wanted. I'm going to use a gold and a copper to make an ombre over the top. And I'll pull a second print with that. I'll go ahead and let that dry, and I'll see if that color shows through with just the outline of the mushrooms. Let's see if that worked. It did work. It didn't blend too great here in the center with the gold and the copper. But the color is really pretty. And you can definitely see the edge of the mushroom shapes. So what I'll do for my next one, and you can see here, this one does not have any metallic in it, and this one does. I think I want to just add a little more to this one. I'm going to do a little bit of some brown. I've got this kind of like a woodsy smoke color. So what I want to do, put my mushrooms down again. And I'll do a little bit of texture in this. I love my drywall tape. While that is still wet, I'll layer my print on top. I'm just going to press really well in between all of those little mushrooms. And now you can see there's a little new layer of mushrooms showing through. You see the old layer. These paints are a little bit transparent, but also a little bit opaque. They're not super transparent, but you can see the layers underneath. So I think that looks pretty cool. I'm going to do one more layer, this time with probably my copper. Just looking at my colors here. I think I want to do the copper color. It's more of like an orange. So do the removal. Blend that out nice and smooth. Right when I'm starting to be able to see the design underneath. I have another paper stencil that I created. It just says things like make art, gold, prism. Just gonna put that down. Maybe like that. And same thing. Can't really see my line, but I think it's something like that. Just gonna press in between. Remove my placement tool. Ooh, that looks so cool. Oh, much cooler than I even expected it to turn out. And I did the words the right way. You always have to do them backwards. So the text looks really cool as the shimmer picks it up in the light. Wow, that turned out so fun. Much more fun than I expected it to. So there's that one. Now I think I need to do a little bit something else on this one, just to make it look a little more interesting. For this, I'll just let that layer dry, and then I'll go in with some of my orange and wine. Maybe a little bit of my darker brown first, and I'll use that over my metallic background. I decided to change up the colors. They're similar colors, but this one's a pumpkin and that one's a berry wine. Just a little bit darker than those other two. I'm gonna do the same thing where I brayer it. Now to remove some of that paint, I had made this from a texture that I created in one of my last videos that I used to create this. So instead of using this on my background, I'm going to use the opposite. I think I'll go like this. Just sprayer on the design. This is just some craft foam. Okay, and then to give it just a little more texture inside there, I'm going to use the cardboard side. And that looks like lines. That's pretty cool. I also have this other texture that has these little stars and dots. I'll do a few of those. And now I'm ready to pull that over this print. That looks very cool. Has just a little bit of the words picking up here. It was really just the outlines, just what was left behind. Got the stripes in there. And you can still see the metallics in the background of this print. So one more thing I'll do before I finish this out is I want to do this darker brown color, espresso. Now these are cheap craft paints, so they're not going to be as opaque as, say, artist grade. The paint quality is definitely going to reveal the layers underneath much more than if you had a very opaque paint. But I like the transparent quality of these because it gives me some options to play around with the designs. Oh, and I'll do a little texture. Which one I have not used yet? I probably will do this one. I love this one from my friend Kim. It's very fun. Kind of looks like wallpaper. Love it. So we're going in with one more layer. Oh yeah, that looks really cool. They're very faint, especially up here in the red area. But I think if I used a pen or something, I could really bring out those mushroom shapes and really highlight those. I think that turned out really cool. It does give it a lot of dimension, and it looks really like there's some 3D qualities going on here with the darker covering up some of those lighter colors. And then we have this one, which I think this one looks so cool with that metallic on the top, whereas this one, the metallic's kind of in the background. still, I love both of them, and the colors go well together, so these would make a great combination in either like a little mini book or even make great card backgrounds. So cool. So I might just do a little doodling on this one, and I'll show you it when I finish, just to bring out those mushrooms. I'll use my Rust-Oleum gold paint marker. These top ones are much harder to see. Okay, it's right there. I'm just using my mushroom to trace it, since I can't really see where it is. Oops, I got a little bit out of the lines. And there. Now you can really see those mushrooms. If you really wanted to get fun, I could pull out a gray marker. Got like a cool gray. Let's test how dark it is. Ooh, that's really dark. Okay, let's go with a little bit of a lighter gray. Let's see this one. Yeah, that one's good. Have a brush side. So this is a Copic. But I can do a little shadow. Underneath the mushroom cap. I did decide to go in and add just a really thin line of the darker gray, and then I'm taking my lighter gray and just using that to blend out that dark shadow. And I think that just makes it stand out a little bit more. And there you go. Especially with the darker ones up here, the red ones, they really pop with that darker gray. You can kind of see those bases a lot better. I think those look so cute. Alright, so that finishes out this video. So here are my two prints. Got this really cool layered one right here with the words, I love it, and the mushrooms in the background. And then this one where we did a little bit of doodling. I did a little bit of my Copics, some alcohol inks there for the shadows, but I just really love how the colors look and how I was able to layer up, just really simply get some nice dimension to this. Very happy with these prints. What do you think? Do you like them? I know not everybody loves mushrooms, but I just thought they were so fun since I already had those die cuts. Alright, let me know what you liked about this. If you liked the layering or the colors or how I doodled on top. Let me know what you think. I really love this one though, I think. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And as always, happy crafting, y'all.